Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Weekly OJ. Today we're going to be covering Eminem and his new album. I legitimately didn't even listen to this.
Well, it was a surprise, right?
It was a surprise. Jeffrey told me about it the other day, but he actually listened to it, and he has more of what he thinks and how he feels about the album. I heard briefly 2 songs. One of them was kind of crazy, and the other one was pretty cool. It had a cool beat, but he was getting into like talking about his dad, and which I get. He's talking about his life, and I think that's pretty cool and all, but
again.
I didn't think...
Again?
I don't know, I don't think
the first one was about his mom.
Yeah, but
right?
it's still life, though.
But, I mean, even when he was talking about his mom, it was a little more deep. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and roll the intro, and then we're going to get to it.
Okay, so Eminem drops a surprise album. I like the meme that Edgar sent us. What should we do to promote a new album? Drop a new album.
I sent that, but it's okay.
Oh, okay. One of these guys.
And I was like, hey,
It's a
yeah,
group
I did
chat.
say-
Music to be murdered by. I guess it's basically tells you Eminem's gonna murder everybody. They're calling it the revive of rap. You know, how to kill rap game, and everybody's on their deathbed. And he basically destroyed everybody. He destroyed hip hop. He destroyed rap with this album. Kind of debatable, but
What do you mean by destroyed?
it means there's no good rap or hip hop in the industry right now. He goes in there and demolishes everybody's take on hip hop.
I agree with him completely on
Well,
that.
yeah, in some sense.
Rap and hip-hop is it sucks, man. Like, there's some songs that I like that are out there, like these weird, like, even what's-his-face, all these pink-haired people. What's that one dude?
Takashi.
Not Takashi, but what's the other one? The one
Oh,
that's
Lil
like...
Pump.
Lil Pump, yeah.
Is that Lil Pump? I don't know.
Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang.
Man, no.
He has the dreads, and I don't know if he's black or white.
He's Mexican.
He's Mexican?
He's Mexican.
No.
Yeah, Lil Pump.
Post Malone.
Oh, Post Malone. But yeah, this guy's whack.
Yeah,
Well, I don't like his music.
but that's what I'm saying. So they're all whack.
I like 'em.
But every once in a while they do have it. So I'm not gonna say like, you know what, every single song that's out
There's
there.
a lot of Post Malones. I feel like people should have their own names.
He's a SoundCloud rapper. That's where they all got their
No,
start.
but there's a lot of Post Malones. That name in general is found in every single city. You have a Post Malone. You have a
but that doesn't. There was.
I just don't like-
That's the same thing as Lil Jon, Lil this, Lil Rob, Lil
Well, no,
everything.
even-
Yeah, but I think once somebody goes mainstream and adopts the actual name,
once
you
someone,
shouldn't take it anymore.
I don't think it's about take. There's always gonna be people with the same nicknames out there. The one that gets to keep it is the one that makes his name out of it. So like if you blow up and your name is Post Malone, then you're the one that basically owns that name. I mean,
There's an old school rapper called Post Malone, if I'm not mistaken. That might be wrong though. But back to Eminem. Dropped first day he dropped a song. He dropped a video. His new song was pretty good. You know, typical people that are in the album. Royce the 5'9". There's a speculation that he's gonna drop a new either a soundtrack, an album, a record. You know, with
Royce?
No, Eminem with Redman.
Oh, that's interesting.
They say
I think they've partnered up before, right?
they did. Yeah, they had
have?
one a long time ago, and they said that shit was fire. I haven't heard it, but
Well, yeah, Redman's been...
Redman's a big
Quiet.
guy, right?
Yeah.
He's been quiet for a while, but he has a couple good songs in the album. Darkness, Godzilla is the one that people are most mentioning. I guess everybody's liking that song.
let's see, play it really quick.
Well, he did supposedly 288 words in 30 seconds or something. That's like a
They
record.
they have some good music on there. Everybody's liking this song. What do you think about that song, Godzilla, featuring Juice WRLD?
To be honest, I actually kind of liked it.
I think it's more of a new style. People doing hip hop that way. The beat is more of
I think he's
new era.
getting into what's already out there. But
Well, yeah, you got to get up with the generation, I guess.
Well, that and innovate, I'm sure. Try to
Yeah.
switch the game up a little.
yeah, but
Mix it
it
up.
sounds very similar to what's out there right now. It's just that he actually made it sound
Good.
Um,
There's lyricism in it.
Yeah,
There's a lot of good lyrics.
Yeah, the only issue that I see is that you have a lot of music out there that sucks. So when you put out anything out there that's somewhat good, it's gonna blow up big time. So I don't think that
Why is it a bad thing?
I don't think it's a bad thing. What I'm trying
Yeah,
to
but that
say
doesn't
is
necessarily mean it's like, oh, that's a great song. It's like,
Yeah.
well, there's crappy stuff out there.
Well,
It
yeah,
sounds better,
but
that doesn't make it a good
But
song.
who is making good music?
well, that's not. I don't think that's I mean, I get what both of you are saying. My only thing is that that's not a headline song. Like that is a good
that's
song.
That's not his headline song at all.
And that's a badass song, but it's nothing compared to like anything that's gonna be played years later. I mean,
and you know what? I feel the same way. I feel like even though Eminem dropped hot music right now, there's not a song that I have heard that you're gonna say, damn, that's gonna be remembered, like Stan or like My Name Is, it's not there yet. I don't have a song in here that is like mind blowing that you're gonna be like, damn, 10 years from now if I hear that song, I'm still gonna bump it. I'm still gonna remember.
Do you guys remember Crack a Bottle?
A Crack a Bottle.
Yeah. That was a good song too, but
yeah.
nobody talked about it.
Yeah,
but
just when it first came out.
Yeah, but I mean, you just mentioned it. I still remember the lyrics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
you could still, if you're a hip hop fan and you're in that community, if you know the song,
yeah, but I'm saying
this
song is probably like that Crack a Bottle.
Yeah. So his main song right now is Darkness. That's the song he came out with.
Okay.
It's
play that one. Let's check.
He has a good video with it. Let me play it somewhere else because this one's gonna have a commercial.
Okay, so that one's pretty cool. I mean, it is very.
I mean, dark. It's decent. I'm gonna fast forward it a little bit, see if it gets better.
To the max, 'cause that'd be totally whacked. You can't murder a show nobody's at.
I like it. I get the theme. It's supposed to be somber.
It's snap and go mother 10:05 p.m. and the curtain starts to go up, and I'm already sweating, but I'm locked and loaded for rapid fire spitting for all the consequences.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very somber. Like I said, I mean, the whole album, or not. I haven't heard all of them, but so far from what you played for me, they sound cool. They sound like this would be.
It's good stuff. Yeah. I mean, this album is good. I like Kamikaze, but I don't like it that much. Like it's a diss album. It's just to fire at people. I feel like this one is an album for people to listen to, even though he does attack a lot of people. Joe Budden. Come on, man, do something about it. Now,
dude, he's making money. He doesn't care.
Yeah, but now, but did you hear what Joe Budden said?
What do you mean?
No. When he was, had his little feud with Eminem, he says it wasn't because of Eminem. He says him and Eminem are cool. He says the problem was with
Royce,
Paul Rosenberg. I think that's his name.
The manager. Yeah.
Yeah. The I think he's an executive producer of Shady Records and what's the other company?
Producer or agent?
Like an agent.
He's that like older guy with the beard. Like
he's Dr. Dre's right hand man.
No, but he's good. He's legit though.
Yeah, he's also the main guy for what is that record label called?
Aftermath.
No, Interscope.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he's Interscope, right?
Well, I know the owner's that bald guy with the glasses. He's all like skinny.
Well, anyways, get to the point. What's the point here? What do we?
Well, Joe Budden's saying that he's mad at him, not at M. That it was more of a problem business-wise, not relationship with Eminem, and that's when the feud started, and that's when he separated from the group.
Well, that's one thing. What about? Let's get back to the music here.
The music. What I'm trying to say is that I want Joe Budden to answer to Eminem. Eminem is dissing him already on 2 albums. He's saying hush hush. You're not a real rapper if you're saying hush hush, even though you're out of the game. Someone come at me like that, I'll be back up in the game.
That may be true, but
yeah, but now like you said, everyone's gonna want to hear something.
Yeah,
they want something from him, so he's gonna do a Mayweather. He's just gonna sit back and just let people.
He's still causing. He's still gaining a fan base by not responding and by coming out and talking in this podcast and saying, "I'm retired. I'm not going to do anything." But now he actually said on his podcast a couple days ago, I believe, that he's not completely out of Slaughterhouse, and he's willing to work in Slaughterhouse, but not with Shady Records.
Well, let's get back to the music here because we're getting off topic. But as far as the CD goes, I mean, it's pretty cool. And if, like you said, and what this album was initially meant to be was a diss track on rap, or not even a diss track on rap, but just basically calling out everybody for making crappy music.
Resurrection. By
basically diving into the kind of music that they're making and then making it good. Hopefully, what we'll see now is people trying to. I don't even care if they really attack him. Just try to make better music. Unfortunately, what it is is at least from what I can tell, music has always been kind of moved by the younger generation. So from like the teens down, that's what makes music
inspired by the older generation.
Yeah, well, inspired by the older generation. But what you see now is you see a lot of the kids kind of pushing that away. So rejecting the old school. I mean, what?
Well, yeah, because I was online and I was doing some research on some hip hop and the development, and it says when in the 90s, early 2000s, up to the 80s, or since hip hop was created, rap and hip hop was produced and made for drug sellers. We talked about hustling, about distribution. No, just hip hop in general.
Yeah,
about partying, about substance abuse, about how you sold drugs.
Yeah, it
was more about selling the product. Now in the new time, the new hip hop, it's about consuming it. They're making music for addicts.
Yeah, they've been doing it with the Xanax and
codeine, all these guys. So that's the big difference that they're saying. We're making, hustler music. Now they're doing abuse music. So it's all like music to make you, I guess, feel better, or like hallucination and stuff like that. Yeah,
in kind of a simple terms, it's more of this idea that back then it was more about catering to people that were hardcore. It was more about the up-and-comer story. It was more about how you're going to build yourself. It was
a new crowd as well, right? Because the 70s, 80s, it was like fun, but the 90s it got more serious, so it was like a newer crowd.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of different stuff happening in the 90s with police brutality and stuff like that.
Yeah,
which we're back to now, but whatever.
And
it never stopped. Now it's just more in the media.
Yeah, it was just more hardcore back then because there was a little bit more. It was more like it was rebellious in the sense that it was I'm gonna climb up to the top by any means necessary. Now it's like, okay, you know what, I'm at the top and this is what I do. It's kind of like with any rapper that came up and then dissipated. So like 50 Cent, when he first came up, he was badass, he was hardcore, and everyone thought he was really cool because he was so gangster. He was so...
He got shot 9 times.
9 times and all that stuff, and he was making music about all his, hardcore, life and all that stuff. Same thing with Eminem. When he started off, he was making, music about his hardcore life and everything that he came up from all his struggles and all that. Which made for good music because it was very heartfelt, it was very intense, it was very deep, the lyrics were deep. But then you have all these kids that are rich that anyone can make it. Back then, it was harder to make music. So you had people that had tens of thousands of dollars of money invested in their studios, and you'd had all these rappers that had to go to them. And in order for you to get noticed by these big record labels, you had to be legit. You had to be good. You had to have a good story. You had to make good music. You had to have good flow. You had to be a professional. Now what you have is you have a bunch of kids that have these, setups like these. Like $2,000 less setups, and they're making their own music, and it's everywhere. And then you see all these kids that are blowing up because they make music that's not necessarily good, but they make make music that's catchy. So you see a lot of music nowadays being more catchy than good, which it kind of like it catches your attention, and it's a fad. So all these songs are like fads. They're in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and you got tons of people making these songs, and that's how they blow up so fast. Because
sounds like La Macarena to me.
Yeah, I mean, case in point, Gangnam Style. I mean, it's like every single song that's out there right now is like that. They realize that in order to get popular, you just have to make 1 or 2 hits.
But that's pop though. That's not hip hop.
Well, no, same thing with rap. I mean, now you have all these rappers that are coming out that don't know or that aren't hardcore and that aren't extreme. So what do they have to rap about? They have to rap about.
Drug abuse. They
have to rap about, getting
cars,
getting chicks,
getting at your
money.
Girl.
Yeah, they gotta make
Instagram.
and their lives aren't even so deep that they can't even write deep lyrics anymore. Tupac was big for writing deep lyrics. Eminem was big for writing deep lyrics.
Well, some of the new rappers, if I would say the majority of the new rappers are all mainly underage and young kids or young adults, I should say. Most of the old time rappers were at least somewhat experienced.
Yeah, it was harder to make music back then because you had to be legit good. Now everyone throws out music, and if you make something catchy, even if you make it about dumb stuff, I mean, I wish I could. Maybe I'll put up a little collage of all the music that's up there. I mean, you have literally songs with like 3 minutes full of just and it's like
Mama.
it's like, dude, like there's nothing to it. It just sounds cool for the moment. It's very catchy, but I don't know. That's just my take, and I think.
So let's get back into it. Eminem crushed it. I think the album is fantastic. I would put a little bit of 50 in there. I don't know, just give it a little bit of 50 vibe in there. No 50 on this album.
Together in a while, that'd be cool.
We need my boy 50
Is
in
50
this.
retired? He's in like shows now.
Well, I mean, he's not
Movies,
retired,
shows.
but he hasn't been doing music.
I think he's getting paid better doing shows and movies.
Yeah, but a collab with Eminem never hurts your pocket.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Throwback.
A little throwback, a little brotherly love. You could have put in Dre in this album. I don't know. He's not that busy if he's producing it.
I think it's like they say, he
wants to show off all the newcomers and all the new people that they got in. Man, I love my boy Royce of 5'9". I think he's a really good rapper. His lyrics just flow up like freaking candy, and he's pretty good. Everybody in the album is pretty good.
Yeah, well, just to finish off. So overall, I think the album's pretty cool. I think it'll do good.
There's Young Mon's in the album too. I've never heard.
I was surprised on that one.
Yeah, I haven't heard this song. I'm gonna hear it when we get off.
Yeah, so just give your overall analysis of it and then, like what you feel, how you think, how you like it.
I just said half of it.
I'll just give a quick closure.
Well, album's bomb. We're gonna go check it out. Play the thing.
Scale of 1 to 10, and I don't mean scale of 1 to 10 from music now. I just mean.
Overall scale of 1 to 10, I give this album anywhere from a 7 to an 8.
Really?
I mean, pretty high. I mean, it's a good album.
I mean, if you're comparing it to
if I'm comparing it to
I'm not talking about the music that's out there right now. Compare it to if we're talking about like the all-time albums to now.
Yeah, it'd probably be a 7. Just a 7. Yeah. It's a good album.
From what I can tell, I think he's right, about a 7. I don't think it's phenomenal. I think it's cool. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's something that I'd probably jam
It's
around
new.
for.
It's catchy. It does have some hardcore lyrics on it. He does diss a lot of people too. We go back to a little bit of throws at Nick, a little bit of throws at Joe Button, a little bit of throws at Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, but if you're not into all that stuff, the music's pretty good. Well, what's your?
You can't catch it if you don't know.
I heard it.
Sure.
I mean, I can't really judge it right now.
Oh well, that's our quick take.
This is Weekly OJ signing out. Jeffrey.
Angel.
Edgar.
Peace.
Later.